Spot the ball.
Let's go.
Rich Rod's coming home. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to a very special midweek episode of Ear to Ear podcast with C. Ray and Laney Mo. End of the week special, I guess. Nonetheless, we're not professionals, so we don't ever get to do this crap live as soon as the work happens. So we're coming in late. If you haven't heard, if you're a WV fan and have not heard, Rich Rod is now officially coming home for some unfinished business. And we all know who we're talking about here. You either love him or you hate him. There's very few of us that are in between. I am one of those people that's in between. Lanny is not one of those people that's in between. He is way on the love side.
It's time to straighten up the kids because Daddy just walked through the door.
Oh, man. You know what? That's a great place to start because the culture shock that I think some of these Neil Brown recruitees are going to be taking in is going to really, well, it's going to be a shock. I mean, I don't know that they're ready for what they're getting ready to experience. But I mean, hell, let's kick it off. Laney, what do you think, man?
It's a program changer. I mean, those who think that he is done, he's washed up, he's too old, we don't want him back or whatever, you're absolutely insane. This is the ignition that this program needed. Now it's on him. The redemption stories out there, everything, let's not live in the past. He wants to come here, obviously, and prove it and right his wrongs of, if those think that he did us truly wrong, and let's get behind him and let's go. I mean,
give him a chance to make it right.
Yeah. And here it is. And some people truly believe that this was a dying, dead program. And you just got a pure jump start at a whole redemption story and everything. And I think this is a CPR on this program right now.
First off, let's just start with the Pitt game next year. How freaking ridiculous is that game going to be? And I don't know if you've noticed this yet or not.
I think I know where you're getting ready to go.
You realize we're playing them on 9/13.
Mm-hmm.
That game is September 13th. I mean, it's almost like it was meant to be, right? I mean, it's crazy to me. And somebody texted me last night and said, I guess I should go ahead and buy Pitt tickets now, huh? And I said, if they were available, I would if I were you.
Yeah.
That is going to be, God, I hope it's at night.
It's going to be beyond electric.
I honestly, and maybe this is, I could be wrong. Maybe this is just like first honeymoon phase after the announcement. I honestly expect the buzz and the intensity and I expect everything to be more than it was at the Penn State game this year.
I think it's going to be 10 times that. And the pressure right from the get-go, upon him and this team. And that's circled right now. I mean,
oh yeah.
And as a Mountaineer fan, as soon as any type of schedule comes out, that date's circled. And it's one of those things that's how ironic, it's meant to be, or however else you want to put on that. But Pitt at home, his last game, the disaster that was, and I just feel, I feel it in my crawl that it's going to be an absolute, it's the game that people's been waiting for 17 years.
The 13 Niners are going to be out hard that day.
And that's fine. They deserve it always agitated me whenever the comments would be 13-9. That was your benchmark of your program of where they were. That's the biggest, except for Pitt's national championship. It cost us. That was something that hurt every Mountaineer fan. That loss hurt us to our core. And now, and it's something that they could hang on to forever. And believe me, we would hang on to it too, you know. And, when I see the Pitt, going to Pitt and seeing the 13-9 shirts, and we deserved it. We deserve to get ridiculed like that, because that's what happened. They beat us, they earned that win. And, but it's just, we can put all that to rest because Daddy's home. That's,
I hope we beat him. I hope we beat him 90-13.
Oh, I hope it's absolute embarrassment. What I want to see us up 40 and fake a field goal for a touchdown. onside kick. I mean, 2 seconds left in the game, and all we got to do is just knee it down. No. We punch it in. Absolutely. Because they would do it to us. That's the thing. And not to say that Rich has a vendetta but that's, for those who think that he won't, you are dead wrong. I just believe that he's going to go boots to asses and foots on throats, so.
Yeah. Well, and the redemption story is a really good angle. And I was listening to Pat McAfee's show today and talking to some people, and I don't know how true it is. I assume it's true. But apparently there's the whole feeling bad about how he left things. And I guess Pat said he was talking to him, and said, I think about that day every day. I know you do. And he said, I do. I think about it all the time. Yeah. I hate how it ended, and the big thing is he wants to come back and right a wrong. Hey, I'm here for it. It's like I've said 100 times. He wasn't my first pick, but I'm not against this pick. Like I am definitely here for it. I want him to prove me wrong, because I still don't know that he's going to come in and pick up exactly where we left off.
And I don't think so either. I don't think he's going to come in here and win 9-10 games. I am not expecting that. But I'm telling.
That brings up a good question that some people have asked me already, is how long is his leash? And my thing is, you've got half this fan base that loved and clamored for him to come back. You got half this fan base that wants nothing to do with him. Mm-hmm. So you got to take out the radicals. You're going to have people that, as soon as his first win, which, we start, I think our first game's at Ohio next year. His first win, people are going to say, hey, we're back and this is great. His first loss, the other half of those people are going to say, see, we should have never hired him back. You take out those radical people. What's a realistic thing for him, as far as keeping in mind with the new NIL era transfer portal? There's really not really a rebuilding time anymore. I'm still giving a grace period of 1 year, but there's a lot of people that say I'm not giving any years. You should be competitive right off the bat. I don't necessarily agree with that personally. I think 1 year to kind of get your system into place. You throw together what you can that first year, and then while you're getting through that first year, you start planning for the next year. In this day and age, I think year 2 should be a competitive season. But that's a good question that I've been asked. Laney, what do you think is his leash? Does he have a longer leash? Does he have a shorter leash?
I'm just going to throw this out there. This is West Virginia is not a job that any coaches are banging on the door to come to. Straight up,
there was a lot of interest. There was a lot of interest,
and I'm gonna say I wish I could see through walls and just to see how far the reach was and how close others were. That'd be how close they the other candidates were to Ren saying, what, you're the guy, or was it Rich and the money? There's a lot of money coming with him. There's a lot of backing. And was it all Ren, or did Ren get his cords pulled a little bit and said, hey, if it's not Rich, we're pulling our, I'm saying, we're pulling some money back.
I think that was it personally.
And I think that had to do, I'm saying, a good bit of it, that Ren Baker kind of had a leash on him a little bit.
I'd say that's probably fair. I know for a fact at least one donor, and I'm not talking about Ken Kendrick. This is somebody that I know personally. I know for a fact that at least one of them had the Rich Rod name tied to their money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this person, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say this person isn't like as big as somebody like Ike what's his last name? Morris or Ken Kendrick, but is a person that was called by Ren. And yeah, that was a thing. Now, I don't know how heavy it was. The way I understood it was Rich is the guy that we want unless you can show us somebody that moves our needle the other way.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally think Ren tried to do that up until the end. This is just an opinion. Okay, like for anybody, I'm not pulling any names and spreading anything. This is just an opinion. I think Ren tried everything he could to show the powers that be any other candidate that they might listen to, and I don't think any of them made a better impression than what some people thought we were going to get with bringing Rich Rod back. So, it was Ren's decision.
I think, but back to the question was, how long's the leash or whatever. I think the Boo Birds really come out of the trees a little bit if, at the end of the second year that he doesn't win, 7 to 8 games, 8 games for sure. He has to win 8 to 9 the second year. He's got to be pushing a Big 12 championship in year 3 or 4. Has to.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think there's a lot of people that are going to say that's way too long. He should be doing that, and he should be pushing a Big 12 in year 2 or 3. And those are the people that think he's going to come in and pick up where he left off, which again, I just don't think is going to happen. Yeah. But I mean, I think being in the conversation and having a chance to make the Big 12 championship in the year 3 is a perfectly reasonable expectation on his part for a couple reasons. One, if we getting all this money that's supposedly coming back to the university because we hired Rich Rod, then we should be able to go out there and get some of those money players. And I'm not saying we didn't have decent players this past year. I think this past year, a lot of it, I think some of it was Jimmy and Joe's, but boys, I think we all know a lot of it was X's and O's.
I personally do not think that he has to go out and search for his quarterback. I think he has the quarterback here right now in Nico. I think Nico, even though we all know, I mean, there's going to be so many comparisons to Pat and Steve and to Owen and to, the team, probably the greatest team of all time. That's
the generational talent that we probably won't have here for a while.
And that's what's sad. No matter who plays, they're going to say they're not this, they're not that. And you're talking once in a lifetime athletes, that come through this program. But I think Nico can run this spread offense and keep teams. He's not going to break away on 50-yard runs on any single snap that Pat had, that most teams just don't have that. But I'll tell you what, he can run this system, guarantee it. You got running backs that are here. The biggest thing is people forget we played a little defense under Rich too, and that's if he can put a defensive staff together and going in to this, I'm saying, first off, he's got to recruit. We're going to find out real quick that in this offseason, the players that want to be here and who don't want to be here. Because he will straight up tell somebody, you know what, you're going to be a tackling dummy. You should transfer. Because that's the new kind of thing with him is that hard edge, and he brings that hard edge. He knows that the ridicule is there. He realizes what he's walking into. He's not blind to the fact. He's not blind to the fact of it. And one of my biggest points that I want to put across there is, I've seen other podcasts and everybody's putting this out there that, well, he'll do it again. He'll blah, 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 blah. For one, give him a chance. Two, if you don't like him, don't watch. You know what I'm saying? You had no choice. We had no choice on the hiring, really. And he is 61 years old. Okay. He's home. And I think he wants to be here. If not, he could have just, he just put his career down there in Jacksonville State and just kind of rode off,
Right.
He wants that challenge, and he wants to, I just think of the ego that he has. Home is home. And if, I will show that, yes, I am the grandfather of the spread, but you know what? Nobody does it like me. And I've evolved, and everywhere he's went, he's increased his wins from year to year. And even though the whole Michigan thing, the Michigan fired him, and the next year with his players running the same thing, Brady Hoke won. When Rich Rod's players got out of that system, that's when Brady Hoke got his ass fired from up there, So he won in Arizona. No one could win in Arizona. He did. Then he did a couple offensive coordinator gigs, and then Jacksonville State. But he's 61. He's going to win here, and he's going to retire here as a legend, best football coach ever. And he will, at the time when he's, 73 or whatever, it's hard to tell how long he can coach,
Building the statue, just go ahead and build it now.
And, and he's going to try to do everything he can to win a national championship here, because deep in his heart, he realizes that's how close they were before. He knows that. He don't got to be told that, how close you were,
right? Oh, I'm sure he thinks about it. I'm sure he goes to sleep every night thinking about it.
I mean, it's one of the things where, he's not, trying to wish his life away to do it again, but you realize where your feet are sometimes, and
right.
I think, just to put it out there, I think West Virginia is going to be nasty, nasty, nasty in year 3 and 4.
The thing I'm excited about is to bring that hard-nosed, I don't know, I hate to use a cliche, but it's an accurate cliche. That hard-nosed, blue-collar, get your lunch pail, we're going to work mentality and toughness that he's going to bring. I mean, there was a point when, 3/4 of the way through the game, our linemen didn't even have their hands on their hips from breathing heavy, and I'm excited to see that brand again. Because here's the thing, even though he wasn't my first choice, if you're out there and he wasn't your first choice, or you're mad about it, this is what you got to remember. Like Lanny said a minute ago, we didn't have a choice in this. That's who's going to be the coach next year. Okay. That's who's going to be leading our program.
Love it or hate it.
Love it or hate it. You might as well get behind it, because here's my thing. Everyone said, well, I'm still going to go to games because I'm going to support the team, even though I hate Neil Brown. Okay. Well, you can do the same thing for Rich Rod, right? So get behind the team, get behind what we're getting ready to see. He might surprise us. And you know what? I'm a person of second chances. But I also didn't take how he left as personal as a lot of people did either. So there's that. But I'm a man of second chances. If his thing is, I want to come home, and my last act through the last 10 years of my career is making things right at West Virginia, and that's what he wants to try to do, let's give him the chance to do it. We might be in the freaking playoffs 2 years from now.
The thing that I truly loved about the Rich Rod teams back in the day, and to the, I'm saying, even his, Jacksonville team, he's phenomenal at putting the pegs in the right holes. and feeling, you know, this guy is an athlete. He can do this. This guy's this guy's that, and getting the best out of that 2-star, that walk on. Then we still didn't get those 4 stars back then. You know, I mean, we got to an extent. He found Owen Schmidt came from a junior college. You know, Pat White wasn't recruited. Slayton turned, you know, Maryland. He was going to be D-back at Maryland. And then, you know, so I mean, the talent level that he can pick out and put players in the right positions to win. Come on now. And it's, you know, and those, you know, there's certain people in this world that are really good at their job, and Rich is phenomenal at finding talent. And especially now, and you know, that kid that doesn't want to be at Auburn or, you know, second string at, you know, somewhere else, dude, he's going to, you know, and we're going to have the money to back some shit up now too, on top of it. And when you got Pac-Man Jones out there, say, you know, in his basement,
dude, wasn't that crazy? So, you know, that guy was high as a kite.
Pac-Man packs, you know.
Pac-Man packs, love it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I tell you what, somebody said, do you think Pac-Man's going to remember these videos tomorrow morning? I said, I don't know about Pac-Man, but the defensive backs are going to remember them.
So here's my thing. All these former players that pushed for Rich. Here's my thing. My moneymaker at WVU right now. You got Pac-Man popcorn at the concession stand now. You got your 6-pack of, you know what I'm saying? You make yourself a 6-pack of beer, build it into a box set like a little truck. You got the Owen Schmidt beer wagon.
Dude, shut up.
You know, I mean,
don't put this crap out there. Let's talk about this off the call, man. Come on.
But I mean,
I like that Pac-Man popcorn, dude.
Pac-Man popcorn,
sweet,
dude. Man. And if popcorn right now is $8 a bucket, you charge $9, and that extra $1 for each
bucket has Pac-Man's face on it.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, and it's weird thing. Let's get weird. I mean, market this, pack this up, and you sell the product, and the more money. I mean, because that's where we're at. The more money that goes into these players, the better outcomes you're going to have. I mean, that's the game until they, you know, I mean, it's the wild, wild west as far as, you know, what these players are making and what they're endorsing. And, you know, let's just go crazy with it. And, you know, if they want to make it a circus, call us the Ringling Brothers or whatever. I mean, let's get crazy up in here and ride this out.
Yeah, I agree. So, well, ladies and gents, that's our thoughts on it. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all like it. We hope some of you guys out there are, you know, at least if you don't like it, hopefully you're going to at least accept it. Because guess what? You don't have a choice.
Always, we hope we kept you entertained for just a short one this time, from ear to ear.
That's right.
Let's go.